What up, world? Welcome to another episode of the BrandonJaneauShow. As you know, I am Brandon Janeau, and like always on all podcast platforms everywhere, BrandonJaneauShow. Instagram, Threads, Brandon Janeau. Facebook, The BrandonJaneauShow, and of course TikTok, BrandonJaneauShow. Go subscribe to all those, follow me on all those platforms, I should say. Well, you can go subscribe. It's my YouTube channel, BrandonJaneauShow, man. Shout out to everybody that's been subscribing, watching, you know, keeping me up in algorithms. Hopefully you enjoy this episode because tonight is rest of our life. Oh yeah, it's time to talk. Four things I want to talk about. So let's get into it, man. First thing I want to talk about is what happened last night on Monday Night Raw. So Jey Uso, Gunther is official. It is happening at WrestleMania 41. Gunther beat the living hell out of Jey Uso. Beat the hell out of him, made him actually have to force himself into picking him. What do I think of this? About time. We need to move this shit along. Like I said, Triple H kind of has this thing where he kind of lingers in picking shit, and at some point you have to pick who's gonna fight uh Tiffany or Rhea. Charlotte's gotta pick some fucking body because the elimination chamber is starting to get filled up. I'm assuming it's Friday. I don't fucking know. Maybe next Monday. I don't know. But Jey Uso picking Gunther is kind of obvious. We all knew this is coming. We all knew this is about to happen. We're not surprised. Gunther ended up choosing Jey Uso ended up choosing Gunther. That was the most obvious one. Like I've said, Jey Uso is the only person that actually has a storyline going into WrestleMania 41. Nobody has a storyline. Kevin Owens does because he got two different opponents he can fight. He could fight Sammy or he could fight Randy Orton. Kevin Owens and Jey Uso are the only two people that actually have storylines going into WrestleMania. Everybody else is scrambling to try to get a storyline and to make us connect to the storyline. Jey Uso is the only one that actually has a actual legitimate storyline. That isn't just about John Cena. He just got to go win his 17th title. That's a storyline, but we can play that storyline at SummerSlam. We can do that storyline at Survivor Series. We can do that storyline at the last you know event of the last night before he has to retire. You can play that storyline so many ways that you don't have to force him to just win his 17th title. And that's the problem right now. Jay's the only one outside of Kevin Owens that has a storyline. Nobody else has a fucking storyline outside of Jey Uso and Kevin Owens. And I don't even know what you do with Kevin Owens. I have no idea where this goes. I don't know if you give him Sami Zayn, if you let Randy Orton's coming back, because Kevin Owens is the only one at WrestleMania that kind of doesn't have really. He's got two stories, and you don't know which one they're gonna pick. Sammy's supposed to be out indefinitely. If he's out indefinitely, that means he's out for WrestleMania. So if that is the case, does Randy Orton come back? Which I've been saying Randy Orton and Kevin Owens is gonna probably fight at some point because you have to wrap that storyline up before you move to Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. You have to wrap that storyline up. Randy Orton's just gonna come back and just take out Cody Rhodes. That don't make no fucking sense. That's stupid. The man fucking power drove him into the fucking ring. Like, bro, he's gotta go get him. So I'm assuming that's gonna be Kevin Owens' direction is Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Hold Sami Zayn off until WrestleMania season's over. Maybe come back the Monday night of that Friday night after WrestleMania. That would make way more sense. I just think that makes way more sense. But Jey Uso is the only other person outside of Kevin Owens that actually has a legitimate storyline brewing the fuck up. He's the only one. He actually also had the only direction after winning the Royal Rumble, and that's Gunther. There was never a chance we sat there and thought he'd fight Cody. Never. Jay and Gunther make way more sense. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I would not be mad if they actually headline the Sunday of WrestleMania. I know people are gonna be like, "Oh man, that match is gonna be so boring. It's gonna be, oh my god, it's gonna be a bunch of chops." And listen, man, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That storyline. And same thing with like the Sammy and Kevin Owens versus the Usos. It's like the story is way more impactful than what the match will probably be. And if Gunther does what I think he will do, which is beat the shit out of Jay for the next 10 fucking weeks, if that is the case, then that story is gonna be fucking rich when it comes into the actual match. That's gonna be a fucking good ass fucking match. Because the story is gonna carry the match. Jay is gonna get his ass handed to him for 10 fucking weeks. And then when they finally get in the ring, he's gonna get his ass whooped for most of the match. But then he pulls it off at the end. That's wrestling. That's wrestling. The underdog finally gets his comeuppance and becomes the top dog. That's wrestling. Speaking of that, the Elimination Chamber. Two Elimination Chamber spots were also officially taken, also on Friday night. Some other Elimination Chamber spots was taken. Drew McIntyre is officially on SmackDown. Makes fucking sense. Him and LA Knight had a legit fight. I don't give a fuck what nobody said. That was a legit fight. They broke out into a real actual fight. In the ring. Thank God they got it back under control and finished it. I think they just need to get that shit out their system. And they did. And I'm happy they did. Drew McIntyre and Alexa Bliss are now in the Elimination Chamber. They qualified on Friday night. This past yesterday, Logan Paul beat Rey Mysterio in one of the sloppy. It was a sloppy match. It kind of took a minute. I feel like Logan Paul is very talented, but he doesn't know how to wrestle. He doesn't know how to wrestle. Like he doesn't know how to wrestle. He has to slow down. He doesn't know how to slow down yet. He's very quick. He got to get his shit in, and that's the problem. Like if Logan Paul is in a ring with like a Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins or somebody, I'm not saying Rey Mysterio isn't a bad person to be in a ring with, but it feels like Logan Paul when he comes and wrestles in certain matches, it feels like he wants to get his shit off so much. He wants to make the crowd scream, and that's a great thing for a performer. But at the same time, if you are Logan Paul who's going into these matches and you haven't wrestled and had a match in a real one-on-one match in since fucking SummerSlam, it's kind of hard to then get engaged and have a fucking match. It's damn near impossible. So and that's another thing people don't realize. Like that's Logan Paul's first one-on-one match since SummerSlam. That shit is nuts to me. Um, but Logan beat Ray, which made more sense. I mean, fucking obvious. Logan Paul's gonna end up in the Elimination Chamber because it sets up WrestleMania for him and whoever the fuck beats him. But Ray being, but Ray being Logan Paul's opponent last night, the match was kind of a little bit sloppy. It was over the top. Like I said, Logan Paul's trying to get his shit in. He's not really trying to, do too much. He's trying to overly, do it. Great match. I feel like sometimes some of the moments, the spots sometimes maybe over delivered. It probably was a little bit too much. The beginning of the match, they both were trying to do too much. It was kind of like, okay. And I think even Ray had to tell him, like, hey, man, slow down. Like, chill. We got this. And once they kind of slowed down, you could see them kind of start to wrestle the right style of the match, and it fit right. But yeah, at that time it was a little sloppy. It was very fucking sloppy. Anybody tells you that it wasn't, it was very fucking sloppy. But Logan Paul is in. Bailey is in. Now a lot of people have been very mad at who she beat to get into the elimination chamber. Laura Vancaria, Bailey beating beating the Intercontinental Women's Champion. A lot of people got up in arms over that. Here's my thing. There's not too many women you could put in that match with Bailey, and it would make any sense. Maybe Shayna, but Shayna's been fucking cold, and you don't know how she's gonna react after Sonya getting fired. Zoe, but Zoe, her and Zoe could have had a good match, but I don't think. But who the fuck would have believed Zoe and Bailey? Who the fuck gonna win that match? Bailey. It's obvious. Bailey's going to win that fucking match. It's not even close. Bailey is going to beat. Bailey's going to be Zoe. Zoe. There is no chance in hell you believe Zoe is going to be Bailey. There is not a fucking chance in hell. that you think Zoe's gonna be Bailey. It gave enough intrigue that they could go to Laura Vancaria. I wouldn't be surprised if Laura actually wins the fucking match. I wouldn't be surprised. Laura's the women's intercontinental champion. She can definitely end up in the elimination chamber. Bailey's got a lot of shit going on. She got the NXT. She's going to NXT. She's gonna be on NXT tonight. She's gonna be at the All Star game this Friday, and then she's gonna be at the Vengeance Day for NXT. She's fighting for the NXT Championship, Women's Championship, and then there's a lot of shit going on. She got a rivalry with Roxanne Perez going on. Yeah, you can see Laura probably winning that match, but again, when you put a champion in a one-on-one match and it's a non-title and they lose clean, it's kind of hard for fans to understand how the fuck you let a champion lose clean in a non-title match, even though the opportunity is way bigger than a title at that time. Her title is not as big as the opportunity to go fight at WrestleMania for another championship. It's not that doesn't work. But yeah, Bailey winning made sense. Again, you couldn't put her in the ring with too many people because she would have beaten them. She would have beaten them. You would just be sitting there like her versus Zoe. She's winning. Dakota just came back. You could have put in there Raquel Rodriguez, but you want to put Roxanne Perez in there with the most, you know, crazy amounts of odds to win a match. So I get that too. But yeah, this is crazy. I didn't understand people getting up in arms and like, oh my god, I can't believe Laura Vancaria just went against Bailey and lost. Like I can't believe that. Why would you do that? Because you don't have too many women to put her in the ring with. Bailey cannot go in the ring with. It's not believable, and that's the thing. Zoe's not believable. Shane is not believable. Laura's the only person that's even somewhat believable. Laura's the only one that was somewhat believable where you can kind of see. I can see her lose. I can see Bailey lose to Laura because she is the women's intercontinental champion. It's not believable. It's not believable. Now, would I have done it? Probably not. But again, you're playing a dangerous game with that because again, it's not too many women on that main roster that you can put in the ring with Bailey, and you will be like, so clearly Bailey's winning this, right? Like you wouldn't believe that other woman could beat Bailey at all. The fact that you put her in the ring with the Intercontinental Champion made sense. It did make sense. Yes, did her losing clean, was that a good idea? Probably fucking not. But Laura's not beefing. You could have put Ivy now out there. Bailey and Ivy now. But even you still sit there and tell me Bailey should beat. There's no way in hell Ivy now is beating Bailey. There's no way in hell Ivy now is beating Bailey. Elimination Chamber goes like this: Bianca's in, Alexa Bliss is in, Liv Morgan is in. Now Bailey's in. I don't know who's fighting Friday. I think Naomi. What's it, Naomi and Chelsea Green? I think. I think that's who's fighting Friday. I'm not pretty sure. So y'all can get up in arms even knowing that too. Naomi beating Chelsea Green. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Why would you do that? Because that's the only other woman that makes sense on that side to fight Naomi and lose. But I don't think Naomi beats Chelsea Green. I think she loses. And then you got Roxanne and Roxanne and Raquel next Monday. So yeah. And for the men's side, you got a triple threat match this Friday. Damian Priest, Braun Strowman, and Jacob Fatu. I would love to see Jacob Fatu win that match, but they're not gonna give it to Jacob Fatu. Braun Strowman's gonna take the pin. Damian Priest is gonna get into the Elimination Chamber. And then the following Monday, Seth Rollins fights Finn Balor. Seth's getting in there. Seth's winning that. That Elimination Chamber for the men's side is stacked. The women's Elimination Chamber is stacked too. It's not bad. That's not a bad elimination chamber. Again, Charlotte Flair's got a pick. My feeling on this is that, especially after what I saw last night, which was Io Sky is going to get a title match, but she's not getting a title match at WrestleMania. She's getting it at she's getting the title match against Rhea Ripley the night after the Elimination Chamber. How do I feel about this? I kind of said this last week about this that it's going to be Charlotte and Rhea, and more it feels like it's going to be Charlotte and Rhea. Um, Again, I don't know what you do with Tiffany. I have no idea what you do with Tiffany. Um, Out of the people that's actually in the Elimination Chamber, I can see Alexa Bliss winning. I can see Alexa Bliss winning. I can see Alexa Bliss going. I can see Bianca still has the belt. You can put Tiffany in there with Bianca, but Tiffany's going over, and you don't want to give Bianca a loss at WrestleMania. Not this soon. Tiffany's going over. Liv is not beating. Liv is not beating Tiffany if they fight. And Raquel and Liv are going to be for the tag team titles at some point. Might be at WrestleMania. Roxanne and Bailey got their own storyline going on, so that's going to be at WrestleMania. Bianca has the belt. Liv and Raquel are going to fight Bianca and Naomi at some point for the titles. Chelsea Green's the U.S. champion if she gets in. Who's the logical choice? Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is the logical choice out of this. Now, will they pull the trigger? Probably not, but the way this Elimination Chamber is starting to shape up and starting to look, it looks like that's the decision they're going with. Now, they could swerve us and have Naomi win Friday, put her in the Elimination Chamber, and she wins the Elimination Chamber. And now you're looking at it like, whoa, what do you do with Bianca? Because she just took Bianca's spot. Like, whoa, what do you do? And that's when Jade comes back and screws Naomi out of the title. Because Naomi does still have that pinfall victory over Tiffany Stratton. People forget Tiffany lost to Naomi a long time ago. So what if Naomi gets the opportunity to fight Tiffany and she wins in an elimination chamber? So I can see the swerve if that happens. I can see that because it's been built up around Bianca being the one that takes the mantle away. But in actuality, it could actually be Naomi. Now what? But yeah, yeah, I think Alexa Bliss wins the elimination chamber because you got other storylines going on with all these other women, and it wouldn't make any fucking sense to it wouldn't make any sense to just give it to Bianca just so she could lose, or give it to Naomi's storyline will be driven by Jade coming back at WrestleMania, but Bianca and her have to drop the tag team titles at some point, and I feel like they're gonna do that at WrestleMania. They're not gonna do it before because they want to give Liv and Raquel a big moment. So what's the point of having them be both in the elimination chamber? What's the point of having them in both the elimination chamber? Now, if you do have them both in the elimination chamber, I want Naomi to win it because then the storyline, then she could drop the belts before WrestleMania, and she go win the belt. But I don't think Tiffany needs to drop the belt to anyone. And if you put her in the ring with Alexa Bliss, she doesn't drop the belt at WrestleMania because you're not going to give it to her. And that also starts up the Alexa Bliss Wyatt Six storyline because now Alexa Bliss feels like she's lost her edge. She can't get over the hump, and she takes over the wide six. That's a way easier storyline to prove. I think Alexa Bliss wins the Elimination Chamber. I think a lot of people are not paying attention to that because I think a lot of people are just like, oh, it's Bianca. Oh, it's gonna be Liv. Oh, it's gonna be, you know. I think Rhea is gonna fight Charlotte, and if let's say Charlotte picks Tiffany, which I don't think is gonna happen. I can't see it right now. But let's say Rhea wins, it still feels like it needs to be Alexa Bliss. Now, Bianca should win it. I think Bianca and Rhea would be a great WrestleMania match. It would be awesome to see. Finally, we got that fucking match. But does Bianca drop the belt before she drop the belts? Before she goes into that match? Because you can't have Bianca on at WrestleMania with the tag team titles. That don't make no fucking sense. That's why I feel like it's going to be Charlotte and Rhea because you could sell Tiffany and Alexa way more than you could probably sell any other match. Which brings me to another WrestleMania match that I feel like it might be happening. And that's CM Punk versus Logan Paul. I think it's going to be CM Punk and Logan Paul, which means John Cena is going to probably win the Elimination Chamber, which I am so pissed off about because it's fucking jumping the gun. Now, I don't think John Cena beats Cody by no stretch of the imagination. I think he gets his ass whooped. I think he loses to Cody, to be honest with you, at WrestleMania. But I think Cody is John Cena. Same thing with CM Punk. He's the perfect person to turn Cody heel. If you're going to turn Cody heel, this is the perfect time to do it because you got the right person to turn heel on. The problem with that is, and then on top of that, you're getting booed out the building if you beat John Cena. Cody is getting booed out the fucking building if he beats John Cena because people want to see John Cena win his 17th title, and that builds John Cena back up, gives him an arc of not just getting to the 17th title, but actually losing to Cody, feeling like he has a chance. The fans are behind him again. He fights Cody again at SummerSlam because I think he wins King of the Ring. Now we're having a different conversation. But yeah, man, looking at these storylines of this, I think CM Punk is going to fight Logan Paul at WrestleMania, and I don't fucking want it. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it. Like I said, Logan Paul is good, but I'm just not a fan of that match. I'm not a fan of that match, man. And I'm sorry. I wish I could sit here and lie and be like, oh no, I'm not a fan of the match. I'm not. CM Punk and Logan Paul for the last two couple weeks now. It's been a couple weeks now. Before the Royal Rumble, CM Punk mentioning Logan Paul, saying, aha, I never lost to Logan Paul in a one-on-one match to Kevin Owens. I never lost to Logan Paul in my life. I've never lost to Logan Paul. Then you turn around and you have, you know, him eliminate CM Punk. And then last night, CM Punk, comes out and, Logan Paul comes out doing CM Punk's promo and them two talking. It just feels like they're leaning towards that. I don't think that's a future thing. I think that's going to happen at WrestleMania. Again, I don't know what the fuck is happening, but I'm gonna be honest, man. This WrestleMania 41 build is starting to piss me off. I could give Triple H a lot of credit for a lot of things, but this build sucks. This build sucks. It feels like you're biding time. It feels like you're biting time to give it to you biting time because you know you're going in this direction of Charlotte and Rhea, and nobody wants to see that shit. I feel like you're gonna give us CM Punk and Logan Paul, John Cena and Cody, which is like the most simple ass fucking match you could ever fucking put together on fucking paper. CM Punk is Cody's not losing that belt to Cena. Fuck out of here. It's gonna be Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. It's gonna be Seth and Roman. It's just like I don't know what you do with the Intercontinental Championship. Maybe Penta and Braun and Now it looks like Sheamus is not even getting a chance to fight for the Intercontinental Championship. It seems like it's gonna be AJ and Brian Breaker at WrestleMania. So now what the fuck do you do with all these other people? Penta and Brian are gonna fight. AJ, Brian. I can see a six-way ladder match. I can see it. Leuven Kaiser, Sheamus, Leuven Kaiser, Sheamus, Pete Dunne, AJ Styles, Penta, Brian Breaker. I can see those six men more than I can see it on SmackDown. SmackDown, I feel like it's gonna be Jimmy Uso. That's why they had to kind of somewhat say Damian Priest is probably much gonna go into the Drew McIntyre shit because that might be a fatal four way. That might be Jimmy Uso, Shinsuke, LA Knight. Fucking I forgot who on SmackDown. Andrade, maybe Carmelo Hayes. It's something. Something's gonna happen. But yeah, I'm not impressed by this WrestleMania build at all because I'm starting to see how this card is looking, and it looks stupid. It looks really fucking dumb. As a wrestling fan that believes in Triple H, I'm looking at this card, and again, I said this last week, and I'm gonna say it again. The Rock fucked up this so hard. He fucked it up because for some apparent, I truly feel in my heart of hearts, The Rock was supposed to be at some point a part of this story. He's supposed to be a part of WrestleMania, and he just isn't there. And I think that they centered around a lot of shit to try to compliment this dude, give him a chance to come back and do this. But I feel like it's fucking falling flat, man. I'm not interested in seeing Charlotte versus Rhea 3. I'm not interested. You're gonna pretty much give EO to Laura Valkyria and say, "Here, Leo's won a title." I don't want to see her win the Intercontinental Championship. It's gonna be awesome because now you're gonna actually have it on a woman that can actually, hold the belt and do her thing with it. But this shit is bad, man. And EO is the workhorse, and that's pretty much what they're gonna try to say. The Intercontinental Championship is the workhorse title. EO is one of the hardest working women in the company right now, so I totally understand why they're gonna probably try to give it to Io at WrestleMania because you can easily use Io as the person to really boost that title and make that title stand out. But you're running into a dangerous fucking game with that because people don't want to see Io with the Intercontinental Championship. They want to see her as a world champion, and that's the problem. So you gave us this Rhea match to try to complement the fact that Io's not fighting for the title at WrestleMania. Well, she's fighting for a title. She's just not going to be fighting for the main title. The problem again with this shit is that you're gonna give us Charlotte versus Rhea. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see it. Do I think you put Io in the match? Why? Io's not walking away with the title. Why do that? It just doesn't make sense. They threw us this match before. They gave us this Io and Rhea match so we could shut the fuck up. Pretty much. They gave us this Rhea and Io match so we could try to shut the fuck up. But in actuality, the match is we know Rhea's gonna beat her. We know Charlotte's gonna come out right after the elimination chamber and say, "I want to fight you." And then, but again, that's change. You're waiting too long to tell us. Okay, so the winner of the elimination chamber now is fighting Tiffany. And then, like I say, we could tell who's fighting Tiffany by the winner. So yeah, this shit is stupid. I don't like this build. CM Punk versus Logan Paul. I think it's gonna happen at WrestleMania. I'm starting to realize that is what's gonna happen at WrestleMania more than anybody wants to admit. I think that's happening at WrestleMania. I think CM Punk and Logan Paul are gonna happen at WrestleMania. I think CM Punk and Logan Paul are gonna happen at WrestleMania. Yeah, I think CM Punk and Logan Paul are gonna happen at WrestleMania, and John Cena's gonna fight Cody, which is fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. I don't like the decision. I think it's a bad decision. to give it to Cody and John Cena. I think it's a really bad decision to have Cody and John Cena fight at WrestleMania. I think it's very stupid. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like CM Punk versus Logan. This shit is bad, man. All of this shit is bad. This WrestleMania card that is building to become looks fucking stupid and looks bad. I don't like it. I don't like it by no stretch of the imagination. Again, is we got 2 months before this card has to physically be put together. But the way it's looking, it looks very stupid. It's very stupid. It looks very stupid. Again, like I said, we got 2 months. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I just don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But the way I'm looking at this shit, CM Punk and Logan Paul is okay. It's intriguing, but it's like so CM Punk went from crying, bitching, moaning, complaining about not headlining WrestleMania to fighting fucking Logan Paul at WrestleMania. In what fucking world does that make fucking sense? But yeah, yeah. And I don't want to see a fucking triple threat match if it's not for a fucking title. It's stupid. That's another thing I fucking hate that people continuously. I don't want to say hate, but I fucking dislike about the fucking wrestling community. What world does that make fucking sense? These motherfuckers just fighting because they don't like each other? It's a triple threat match for no title, no number one contendership of maybe fighting Cody Rhodes right afterwards. And yet you're like, oh yeah, it's a triple threat match. Why? Because they got a lot of disdain for one another? Fuck out of here. That don't make no sense. People just be saying shit and you just be sitting there waiting for people to just be like, what sense does that make? Why? What sense? What sense does that make? They're just gonna wrestle each other. No title, no number one contendership, no nothing. Just I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't like you either. I don't like both of you. Let's have a triple threat match for no title, nothing. But again, you tell people that shit sounds very stupid. Why the fuck would we see CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns in a triple threat match for no title, no number one contendership? They just don't like each other. And y'all think that shit's a good idea. Why? The fuck do y'all be thinking? Like, bruh, what the? Thank God y'all don't have the pen, cause y'all would be. I would be cursing y'all out on social media, and I don't even do that shit. I would be cursing y'all out on social media. I'd be like, ban my account. This shit is ridiculous. Y'all are stupid. Holy shit. Before I get off this, wrestling free agency has kicked up. I mean, the NFL season is over, so I know free agency about to kick up in the NFL, but wrestling free agency is here. WWE got it all started this past week, firing. I won't say firing, but pretty much letting go some talent. Sonya Deville, um, Blair Davenport, AOP, Paul Ellering, Cedric Alexander, um, Aladon. Yeah, they got rid of some talent, man. WWE clean house. Also, they got rid of Duke Hudson earlier last week. They got rid of some people, man. They got rid of some people. Um, then AEW followed suit yesterday with releasing of 3 people. Malachi Black, Mero, and Ricky Starks is finally a free man. How do I feel about this free agency? Um, I don't know. Listen, I watched AOP at the last show of the year. They were on main event fighting LWO. They could wrestle. I do not think AOP though fit what was moving forward. Now, getting rid of a tag team that you kind of need in that division, it's kind of stupid. Kind of stupid. Not gonna lie, Triple H, that was a very dumbass move. But if you didn't think that they were gonna move forward, then it is what it is. Sonya Deville, I literally said this when Sonya Deville went into the Royal Rumble. I couldn't even hide it. I was trying my hardest to be like, nah, no. I, Sonya Deville just has not progressed as a wrestler. She hasn't. Her storylines suck. Her fractions sucked. Like I said when at the Royal Rumble, Zoe Stark is the only person that's kind of starting to get attraction. That's about it. Like it's somebody like a Shayna Baszler. She just never got going after the main roster call up, and I'm shocked that she still got a job. I'm gonna be honest. I thought they would have fired Shayna Baszler. I'm surprised. Um, I am extremely surprised that they kept Shayna Baszler. Um, I would have thought she would have asked for her release. I'm surprised. Um, Aladdin. I don't even think Aladdin needs to be a wrestler. She bad. She could be a model. I don't even think Aladdin needs to be a wrestler. She could go be a model or something. Yeah. Um, who else got fired? Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander's got a job at AEW. Cedric Alexander got a job at AEW. That's kind of obvious. Blair Davenport is already moving to the UK. I think she's got some jobs already lined up in New Japan and stuff, in Japan and all that. Now the interesting part is what do they do with her husband? Because she's married to Raleigh Osborne of Chase U, former of Chase U. So I don't know what they do with him. He seems like he's good for now. But when you get rid of Duke Hudson, I don't know if you keep Riley Osborne. I don't know if you turn him into now a single star. What? Because they haven't really used Chase U since the disband of it. So Duke Hudson getting fired. I know I saw Thea Hale Russell this past weekend in Florida. Yeah. So, but the WWE releases are not too crazy. I'm not too really over the top about it. I know a lot of people get in their feelings when people get released and start screaming, "Oh, I can't believe they let that person go." Shut the fuck up. They were never going to be successful in the WWE. There's too many people, too many spots, too many people that Triple H and people see that are way more creatively sound than these people. Aladdin is great, but maybe she's just not that great in the ring right now. They can't really use her. Blair Davenport, they move up to. People get mad at this too. Oh, they moved up from NXT. Why just move up to NXT and just get rid of her? They never used her. Maybe they wanted to see how she would look in WWE. They gave her a couple matches. She didn't perform well. She probably didn't really cut a good promo. She probably wasn't ready to be on the main roster. Yes, should they probably have left her in NXT? Yeah, but then you've been crying that she's in NXT and she could have been used in the main roster. You would have cried regardless how this shit went. It's kind of weird that AOP kind of was trying to force Triple H's hand to bring in Paul Ellering and all them, and now they're gone. They did exactly what they were supposed to do: get Karrion Kross over, because Karrion Kross is now starting to become that guy that he kind of had that little energy he had in NXT before he got fired. Man moved up to the main roster and they got fired. Karrion Kross is starting to have that energy again. Thank God, because he's now starting to become a major player. Thank God. Who else got fired? Who else got fired? Like I said, Sonya Deville. I don't think Sonya Deville needs to be a wrestler anymore. She can go off and do other things. She go join Mandy Rose on the podcast that Mandy Rose now has. Her and Mandy are really good friends. They could do a podcast together. I don't think they need. They could do a reality show or some shit. They don't really need. She doesn't need to be a wrestler. What are you getting out of wrestling? What are you getting out of wrestling? There's nothing about this that you're getting. I don't see the point of it. Cedric Alexander, like I said, is going to AEW. He's going to go join the Hurt Business, the Hurt Syndicate. I'm sorry, and be a part of that. Not surprised by that. Great. Yeah. None of those releases in WWE make me feel like, okay, oh man, I can't believe they got rid of such and such. Nah, I totally understand all of the releases. Blair Davenport wasn't doing anything. Cedric Alexander had a storyline which was leading. Really, the storyline was really Javon Evans' storyline with Ethan Page. You really moved this dude back to NXT because you really had no use for him on the main roster. What are we missing here? Like Blair Davenport got moved up to from NXT to the main roster just to see if she could hang and cut it. And sometimes she get in the ring and she really just it felt like she was kind of back. Like she wasn't progressing in the ring when she fought the Naomi's and the Biancas and all them. She never really stood out in the ring like that. Now, yeah, you can sit there and say, well, She never got the opportunity to stand out. Eh, I guess. I fucking guess. I don't know. I guess. But that's an argument that you want to use. Cool. Use it. But Olive Nine was always in a tag team, so you never really got a chance to see her fully in a actual match to be the one. So she never really had a chance to really show what she can be in a actual one-on-one match. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to get behind someone when they're always in a tag team. AOP, like I said, was used to the potential that they need to be used to, which was get Carry and crossover. He's over. All right, cool. Bye. I'm not too mad at any of the releases of WWE. AEW. Finally, I mean, you're finally realizing that, oh shit, we got too many people at too much of this. Now listen, congratulations to Tony Khan for finally realizing that you might need to just let some of these people go. They don't want to be there. Why hold them? Let them go. Here's where the problem lies. Respect to Tony Khan for finally doing it, but here's my problem with this, and this is me. This is me. I don't think he did it out the kindness of his fucking heart. I don't. I think Ricky Starks, who's been very open and candid about, hey man, my contract's almost coming up in spring anyway. All I gotta do is just ride this bitch out. My contract comes up in spring. He said it just recently on an interview he just had recently. Yo, my contract comes up in spring. I think he's like, you know what? Let's just cut the middleman. Let's just get him going. Let him go. I don't know how long Miro had on his contract, but I'm pretty sure his contract was also coming up. I'm pretty sure of it. Some people say Malachi Black had to 2027. Some people would actually say his contract actually was coming up at the end of this month. Nobody really knows how long Malachi Black signed. Now Tony Khan said I signed him to 2027. Okay, sure. But a lot of people was also saying, nah, his contract really comes up at like the end of this month, March. I don't think he did this shit out of the kindness of his heart. I think he did this because he knows their contracts are coming up. And to show that he's a good guy still, he let them go. Still trying to sit there and say he's in the good graces of wrestlers and wrestling fans because I let go of guys that already was telling me I don't want to fucking be here. Ray Phoenix is still under contract. Ray Phoenix wants out. Ray Phoenix has been very vocal about wanting out. Ray Phoenix has been very, very vocal about wanting out of AEW. He's still there. I don't know what Warlow's contract status is in AEW. Pretty sure he wants to fuck out because he isn't being used. You just put Brent Baker on ice. You just put Brent Baker on ice. I'm pretty sure she's like, yo, I mean, I can leave. I want out. You're not gonna use me. Let me go. You ain't using me. Let me go. I don't know Keith Lee's health status really. We don't know what Keith Lee's health status really is. It didn't after his health status. We don't know really what Keith Lee will be like in the ring or what his contract situation is. But I'm pretty sure he probably is also looking at WWE right now. His wife is being used, for WWE status. I mean status lodges. WWE standards. She's being used in storyline. I'm pretty sure he probably wants to go and reunite with his wife, just like Malachi Black wants to reunite with his. All in all, we don't know what the AEW situation is with a lot of these people. Again, like I said, Ray Phoenix is still under contract. You added more time to that man's deal because of some shit you were supposed to handle, which is his health. Ray Phoenix is still there. So yeah, it looks great for you to get rid of, you know, Ricky Starks. It looks great that you got rid of Malachi Black. It looks great you got rid of Mero. But we don't know what the contract status was. We don't know how long they had on them deals. And we don't know how long it actually was going to be before they actually were free agents anyway. So it looks like you just cut them off and you just like, yeah, I'm going to let y'all go. But how Tony Khan has actually handled a lot of the shit that he's done, I more lean on that than I lean on the fact that he's like just now this businessman that's like, okay, I'm gonna just let y'all go. Fuck out of here. I think the contracts were coming up. He finally was like, okay, fuck it, I'll let him go. I feel like that's more centered in that sense than I think it's centered more in that sense than the actual sense of you actually want to be, you let these guys go a year or two for the contracts expired or some shit. I think Ricky Starks has said, yo, my contract kind of ends in 2025. It ends in the spring of 2025, summer of 2025. I'll be a free agent. I don't know how long Miro deal was, but I'm pretty sure his contract also was coming up at the end of 2025, mid 2025. I'm pretty sure of it. And again, we don't really know what Malachi Black's status was coming into it. Some people say Tony Khan said it was 2027. Some people saying his contract really ended at the end of February, March. I think Tony Khan tried to save face and got rid of the people so he could still sit there and say, "No, I'm still a wrestling promotion. I still care about the wrestler." I don't believe that shit by no stretch of the imagination. Or maybe he really did see WWE say, "Fuck it, we're just gonna get rid of all of these wrestlers," and maybe he finally was like, "You know what? I'll let these people go." Maybe, but let's not forget Ray Phoenix is still under contract. He wants out. Where's Ray Phoenix? He wants out. He wants to join his brother. I'm pretty sure he wants to join his brother. I know he's seen what the fuck his brother is doing. I'm pretty goddamn sure he wants to join his brother. Britt Baker just got put on ice. I'm pretty sure Britt Baker wants to fucking get out of there. Where's Warlow? Where's Warlow? Where's Warlow? Pretty sure Warlow wants to get the fuck out of there. There's other people that AEW has put on ice that probably wants to leave. So yeah, you got three noticeable names out of there. Great. Where's the rest of them? Because there's a lot of motherfuckers that I've been heard that wants out of AEW. They ain't just the first. They ain't the first three people that I've ever said I want out of AEW. There's been some people. So congrats for finally growing up and getting your fucking, you know, getting out of your feelings, Tony. But there's still some people on that roster that probably still wants out. And I'm pretty sure you ain't moving a muscle no time soon to get them out of there. Now, if you would have released people like WWE just released a lot of people, all right, then now we having a different conversation. Like, oh shit, wait a minute. But we shall see. That's the end. That is the end. I'm shocked I did 3 episodes today. I am shocked. Anyway, this has been the Brandon Show. This is Wrestling Life. Hope you guys enjoy this. I will see y'all next time. I will see you Saturday, matter of fact. Vengeance Day, NXT Vengeance Day. I got to write the match card down. I will be, right after that pay-per-view goes off, I will be doing my rate review show of that pay-per-view. But until then, I'll see you guys soon. Peace.